This conversation unfolds on the Joe Rogan Experience, a platform known for informal, wide-ranging discussions that often blur the line between speculation, satire, and serious inquiry. In this segment, the speakers pivot from medical documents to sweeping conclusions about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Tonight, we're examining what's being claimed, what's documented, and where conjecture begins to replace verifiable fact, a critical distinction in an era where long-form podcasts increasingly shape public understanding of major controversies on conflicting medical records, specifically references to a prostate and claims of a prior prostatectomy. It's important to clarify that medical documentation can vary across time, sources, and procedural contexts. This is a pivotal moment, the leap from document discrepancy to body substitution theory. Historically, major investigations caution against drawing extraordinary conclusions without extraordinary evidence. No independent forensic authority has publicly confirmed that the body examined was not Epstein's. While skepticism toward institutions is understandable, media literacy requires separating unresolved questions from unsubstantiated claims. Ask yourself, what corroborating evidence would be necessary before such a conclusion could responsibly be reported as fact?
Documents where
Prostatectomy.
Contacting doctors that specialize in that very thing.
Okay, so the doctor saying he had a radical prostatectomy, he's saying he does not have a prostate. But
The
yet,
mention of an investigation
body-
referencing murder has fueled public speculation for years. However, in legal contexts, terminology in requests or correspondence does not equal a formal determination. Prosecutors and investigators often use broad language when preserving jurisdiction or responding to public pressure. Official rulings still list Epstein's death as a suicide, despite acknowledged procedural failures. This distinction matters, because language alone is not proof of legal reversal.
From the autopsy,
And so then,
talks about the prostate is slightly and diffusedly enlarged. So that's not his body?
Claims about Epstein's former cellmate have circulated widely online, often growing more extreme with repetition. Public records confirm that Epstein previously shared a cell with another inmate, but allegations that this individual was a contract killer responsible for multiple murders are not supported by court findings. This highlights how quickly narratives can escalate when informal commentary replaces fact-checking. Viewers should consider, how do exaggerations, even unintentional ones, shape public perception? Section underscores a very real issue, the erosion of trust in visual evidence. AI-generated or manipulated images now circulate faster than verification can keep pace. While skepticism is healthy, it cuts both ways. Dismissing authentic material as fake can be just as misleading as believing fabricated content. Responsible analysis asks not could this be fake, but what independent verification exists. In the digital age, uncertainty alone is not proof. Assertions that Epstein worked directly for intelligence agencies remain unproven and highly speculative. While journalists have documented Epstein's proximity to powerful figures, no declassified records or sworn testimony confirm formal agency employment. Intelligence narratives often gain traction because they offer explanatory simplicity, but without documentation, they remain hypotheses, not conclusions. The key question here is, are we filling gaps in knowledge with evidence, or imagination? Is a familiar framework in corruption cases, and history shows that institutions often protect themselves. However, acknowledging systemic failure doesn't eliminate the need for individual accountability. Epstein's crimes are substantiated by victims, court records, and settlements. Broader networks may warrant investigation, but expanding blame must be additive, not deflective. Complexity should deepen accountability, not dilute it. This discussion reflects a broader challenge in modern media, navigating between justified skepticism and unsupported certainty. Epstein's case remains disturbing not because of unanswered questions alone, but because institutional failures are already documented and victims' voices remain central. As consumers of information, our responsibility is to demand evidence, question narratives, and resist conclusions driven solely by distrust or speculation. What do you think? Where should skepticism end and proof begin? Share your perspective in the comments. And if you value fact-based, balanced analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns of the stories shaping public trust and accountability.